Are you addicted to technology? Is technology something that you feel is taking over your life? And are you feeling overwhelmed over this presence of technology in your life? Then, if this is you and you're interested in finding out the spiritual cost of technology addiction, then you want to stick around and watch this video today. Cura, 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 corazón. Cura, cura, cura. Hi, I just wanted to take this moment to invite you to come over to my website, www.thebloominglotushealing.com. That's www.thebloominglotushealing.com, and sign up for my email list so that you can stay in touch and find out about activities that I don't announce here on YouTube. And you can also get to know all of the classes that I offer, as well as the one on one offerings that I have available there for you. Namaste, beautiful soul. Welcome to the Blooming Lotus Healing Channel. My name is Jikara, and I'm a spiritual healing facilitator. And today we're going to be talking about the spiritual cost of technology addiction. And you're probably wondering, it's like, Jakara, what the heck is technology addiction? And what does that even have to do with me at all? Well, I'm here to tell you that technology addiction is more common than you think. And I'm going to be sharing a couple of things in regards to kind of finding out if you are experiencing that addiction, like kind of telltale signs in regards to this, so that you can take action. I'm also going to be sharing some things that you can do to take action. And then at the end of this video, we're going to be sharing a little bit of a meditation to kind of help you be in that place of grounding and connection and support for yourself. So I kind of wanted to say here that when we're talking about technology addiction, we're going to have this conversation. I don't want you to feel guilty. I don't want you to feel bad. I want you to feel empowered and at least bring some awareness so that you are able to make changes in your life so that you can actually be in that beautiful presence and that beautiful connection with yourself. A lot of times we don't even realize that we're doing things that are actually affecting our presence, our ability to connect with spirit. And this is what we're going to talk about today, because this is something that is so prominent in the collective. And we're kind of like drawn into this vortex of technology through social media, through the TV, through all of these, through the internet, all these aspects that are the internet can offer, such as game, porn, gaming porn, chatting over like Tinder and all these different applications that kind of pull us in. And yes, I am using a platform that does use this type of energy, but I feel like it's important for us to kind of bring this conversation forth here. Where else would I bring this conversation but in these platforms, so that we can actually start making changes and start bringing more awareness and more mindful usage of these platforms that are part of our daily lives. We're not going to necessarily go up in the Himalayas and disconnect from the world. And if you are being called to that, to become a yogi and disappear from the world, then, by all means, I support you. But I feel like the majority of us are not in that position. We're working, we have families, we want to live a life in this world. And at the same time, how do we manage this sort of like this takeover of technology that's kind of bringing that's being brought forward? And with this advent of AI and all these different tools that are coming in that are really great and they're beautiful, and at the same time are creating sort of like this sense of disconnection from each other. So how do you know what technology addiction is? Like, so based on So, but I went to psychiatry.org. Okay, so according to psychiatry.org, technology addiction involves excessive use of technology that leads to problems and distress. And how do you see that there's this stress happening in your life? For example, if you're addicted to technology, you may have a hard time keeping up with activities that you need to do on a daily basis. You may feel anxiety or maybe even irritable when you're being taken away from these platforms or these activities. You may have a feeling that you lose control, right, of your time. Maybe your time is just being sucked away, and you go into your phone, and the next thing you know, it's been 2 3 hours, and you're like, where did my 2 3 hours go? It could potentially be this sense of escapism. Maybe you're having a hard time coping with stress. Maybe you're having a hard time coping with anxiety. Maybe you're having a hard time coping with an emotional upheaval that is coming up through at that moment, and then you kind of go into, right, the device, whether that device is. It could also be social anxiety. Maybe you're feeling awkward or uncomfortable in a situation, and you kind of go into the phone and just sort of like put your face down and just look at the phone so that you can disconnect from that emotion, from that feeling, right? um, the other thing that it's a feature of technology addiction is neglecting your responsibilities. So for example, ignoring any work that you have to do. Maybe you have deadlines that you're not meeting because of the fact that this technology is sort of getting in the way, or sucking you in. Your time goes away. You're also maybe not even moving through, doing, just neglecting, but right, personal things, such as maybe caring for yourself, or even doing your laundry, or things like that, just cleaning your home, whatever that is for you. You'll notice that there's certain things that you've been neglecting in your 3D life, in your very tangible life, right? That you're noticing that are not being taken care of. The other thing that can happen when you're dealing with tech addiction is physical and mental health issues. So maybe because you're sitting down for so long, maybe you're noticing that your body's more sore, maybe you're noticing that you get more tired, maybe it's harder for you to move, maybe it's harder for you to engage in activities. Maybe you're dealing with depression or even anxiety. And a lot of times this has to do with technology addiction, right? There's also the other aspect of it is social isolation. Oh my gosh, I cannot express that enough. Social isolation is a number one expression of technology addiction. If you're someone, a lot of us tend to go inward because we tend to be more comfortable by ourselves, right? For example, I'm an only child. I grew up by myself, and it's easier for me to just kind of go into isolation because I tend to have that was like my life. But at the same time, there's also the other aspect of, not only that's one aspect, right? Maybe you grew up by yourself, but then also being someone who's introverted. Maybe you have a hard time socializing, and then you kind of feel like, okay, well, I'm just not going to push through this uncomfort and try to involve myself in social experiences. I'm just going to go ahead and retract myself and go into technology because this is more comfortable for me, right? And so that in turn creates a sense of isolation. And guess what? You're going to feel lonely. You're going to feel like you don't have friends, like you haven't created any sort of relationships because you're sort of creating this disconnect. But not only that, even if you're someone who typically is extroverted, right? If you are experiencing that addiction, you potentially can see changes in your relationships, even if they're close relationships with people that live with you, right? And so at that point, guess what's going to happen? You're most likely going to have a situation where you may experience, let's say you're married, or or you're in a relationship, you may experience a breakup precisely because how disconnected you are from the relationship. Relationships are built with interaction, right? And if you're not interacting with each other, and you're only interacting with your phone, or only interacting with your computer, only interacting with a TV, how are you creating that sense of intimacy? How are you interacting with each other, right? And so that isolation happens. Even if you live with someone, you can be in isolation mode because of that addiction. So these are important things, right? Now, technology addiction is not necessarily classified as a medical condition. But there are other subcategories of technology addiction that are classified, such as gaming disorder, right? And also gambling, because there's also online gambling. And I have to say, like, even with gaming, with games online, and I'm not a whole true blue gamer, but from what I have experienced recently with online gaming, and this is the reason why I was inspired to bring this forth, was because I was like, wow, I was feeling these energies. And I asked Spirit, I said, Spirit, is there anything here? Are there any hooks that are being put into these programs that are, because I'm feeling the hooks, I'm feeling them being put on. And then once I asked that question, Spirit was like, yes, and you have to make sure that you protect yourself. So I didn't do that. I didn't do that. And then I was kind of hooked into this game, and I continue. I love to play this game. It's a Pokemon game. It's a phone game, right? It's called Pokemon Unite, and I really love it. I love Pokemon and everything, and it's really great. You have Pikachu right there, right? I really love Pokemon. I grew up seeing them. I'm an '80s baby, and I grew up seeing it on TV, and it was just like something fun. And then, but that's how they hook you, right? They hook you with something that will ignite that inner child, and then they will bring in other elements of gambling, and also these elements of like igniting certain aspects of, like, oh, if you win, if you continue winning, and then you just continue to want to get more and more, and you continue to get greedy, and you want to sort of like be in that space all the time, because you want to continue gaining all the prices that you get because you're participating in this game. And this is just one game, y'all. I don't even know the plethora of games that are out there. But as I started researching this, I realized that there's actually a lot of gaming companies are in trouble right now because of how this is affecting children. So maybe you're not necessarily affected by this yourself, but you may have children that are affected by this, or you potentially could have like a partner that's affected by this. Because remember, technology addiction is not, it's just one big umbrella term that covers a lot of different elements, or a lot of different activities that can happen within these different devices, right? And so you could potentially have different avenues of depending on your preference, right? Different avenues that are going to keep you hooked, right? Whether it is through social media, whether it is through online gaming, whether it is through gambling, whether it is through porn, or all these different places that are potentially able to keep us kind of sort of hooked in this, because there's a lot of psychology that goes into this. And these companies are basically working hard night and day to make sure that they keep you hooked, because that's how they make their money. That's how they make their money, y'all. So why am I bringing this conversation here? This is a channel that's all about spiritual healing. But guess what? I cannot deny that this is a reality that is happening at this very moment. I just recently did a clearing for myself, and I felt such a relief. So I wanted to share a couple of things that I experienced specifically with my own experience, right? You could potentially have different things that may have shown up, and you let me know in the comments if you ever experience addiction in any sort of form when it comes down to using a technology on a daily basis. Even TV can be, because that's a form of technology, can be something that can be addictive. I'm sure that you've probably experienced you Netflix and chill for an entire weekend, and then Netflix is kind of calling you out. It's like, are you still watching? Netflix is calling you out on that, because they're like, okay, y'all, like, what the heck is going on there, right? And so a couple of things that I can say in regards to specifically this most recent experience that I had. The first thing that I noticed was that I was having like these obsessive thoughts. Like, I started having these obsessive thoughts about the game. And this could potentially be with something else. Like, maybe you're having obsessive thoughts about X, Y, and Z experience that you're pursuing online, right? Whatever that is. So I started noticing these obsessive thoughts, and I'm like, okay, this is interesting. I'm thinking about this. And mind you, I did not follow the guidance that Spirit gave me, which was to make sure that I blessed, the technology, and make sure that I put the shield between the technology and myself, and also shield myself so I wouldn't get hooked. But anyway, there's a reason why I did this, because sometimes I'm hard-headed, right? And the next thing that I noticed, apart from feeling the like noticing the obsessive thoughts, the second thing that I noticed was I would get these flashbacks. But it was kind of interesting because these flashbacks were like specific things about the game, or specific things that made like a big impression for me, right? That I didn't realize, that it just kind of made a subconscious imprint onto my subconscious mind, right? And I will have like these random, I'm telling you, I would just be like doing whatever, and I will have this random thought that will come in, like, and it was sort of like this flashback of a specific situation, a specific thing that happened in game, or a specific visual of the game that will come up, and it was very vivid. It was a very vivid. So it was sort of like, it was interesting because it's not like when I, for example, when I do readings, or when I do it was a very different experience because it felt very more intense than when, for example, I go into the records and receive messages through my crown and my third eye. It was sort of like, almost like it was done like very like pushed it forward into my brain, and that's the best way that I can describe it. So I started noticing those flashbacks. Then I started dreaming about the game. I'm like, what the heck is this? Like, why am I dreaming about the game? So then I know that these three things just kind of got me a little bit okay. But I just said, okay, I'm just gonna keep doing my thing. Next thing I know, I'm having a moment, okay, where I'm like, I'm having a moment about like, I have to play the game. I have to play the game. I'm like, am I why am I obsessing? Like, first it was like the thoughts, but then it came to a point where it was like I didn't want to do anything. Like, I was like even thinking about, do I want to go hang out with my friend, or do I want to play the game? And I was like, I'd rather play the game. That's a problem, right? Like, oh my gosh. I was like, oh no, y'all, yeah, the hooks are here now. And so I said, okay, well, I said, and I was resisting, y'all. When I tell you I was resisting so much to do a clearing for myself, I finally did the clearing, and I said I felt so much better. I don't feel the obsessive thoughts. I don't feel the addictive energy. I don't feel all of that. And then I thought about it. I said, you know what? I'm going to talk about it today because today is Wednesday, is day of Mercury, is day of learning, is day of expanding our knowledge and communicating. So today I'm talking about it. But tomorrow I am planning to do a clearing around addiction. Addiction, it doesn't matter if I'm talking about gaming specifically, but it doesn't matter. It also has happened to me with social media. It has happened to me with, with like Facebook, or even YouTube. And, as a content creator, sometimes it's even hard because you want to meet the numbers, because on the background, when you are online and if you're not a content creator, just to kind of give you an idea, they give you this dashboard where you have to keep up. They give you like incentives for you to continue posting, for you to continue doing things, and they want to give you the numbers, and they put these numbers, and it does something with your brain. It really does. I think it's like a hit of dopamine, and I was looking for that word earlier, dopamine. So it's like it hits that, and then you continue going. It's like a hit. It's like almost like a drug, right? And I was like, oh my gosh, we got to talk about this, because I have struggled so much with social media. I went offline from YouTube for an entire year, because after I did my Vipassana meditation, because once you go offline and you disconnect from technology, you realize that there's so much richness in life, so much richness in everything around you. And we're so stuck on these screens that we forget. And granted, I know that I'm here and I'm posting stuff, but at the same time, I want to encourage you to use technology mindfully, right? So, like, for example, I stopped going online except for whenever I do my work here. And then, or if I wanted to basically consume anything, then I put like a limit. And there's like things that you can do on your phone where you can put a time limit and things like that. But it was really a struggle, and I just feel like this is important. Let me know in the comments if this is something that you have struggled with, and share and like this video if this is something that you feel it's a conversation that maybe someone that you love needs to talk about. You can open the conversation by sharing this video with them, and then maybe have a conversation with them about it. Maybe you know someone who's struggling right now, or maybe you yourself are struggling with it. I am someone who struggled with it, and that's the reason why I'm talking about this, because if we don't talk about this again, we can't be shamed over this stuff. We got to talk about it so we can release the energy and finalize it, right? And I also want to invite you to subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so. And if you have, thank you so much for subscribing. And I see here Nicole is here, 80s baby as well. If they would do this somehow with Rugrats, it's a wrap for me. I can't stop watching videos on social media, but I do my best to spend less time on the internet. Yes, watching TV is easy way out to bring comfort instead of dealing with an emotion that arises. Yes. And that is the biggest thing that I wanted to share here is that we are in this energy of escapism, right? And so tomorrow I'm going to be doing a clearing around this. We're going to be coming together, but I do want to share a meditation today with y'all. But before we go into that, right? I kind of wanted to share with you a couple of things that you can do, 5 mindful ways that you can break free from technology addiction. Maybe you've heard about this, but maybe you need to hear it again. Okay. The first thing is you want to set boundaries with the screen time. You want to set boundaries with the screen time. There's so many apps right now that you can do that, but even the apps, the phones already come with that, or even the apps themselves are coming in and putting in timers. So set up those timers for yourself so that you know, okay, I'm not going to go online for an hour, more than an hour, right? Or more than 2 hours a day or whatever, 1 in the morning, one of that, whatever that is for you. I'm not here to tell you how many hours to spend online. I'm not here to tell you that, but you will know what is best for you. For some people, it might be 10 minutes, and that's okay, right? Practice digital detox days. So one thing that I feel would be very powerful for you is to maybe pick a day, maybe a day that you're off where you just put your phone aside and you let your family know, like, hey, today I'm not going to be on the phone. If I don't answer the phone, it's because I don't want to interact with anything. And just go outside, go to the park, whatever it is. Yes, of course, keep the phone close to you so that if you need to call for an emergency, absolutely. But turn it off so that you don't have that notification thing and all of the calls and all the stuff that's kind of pulling you into the phone. Another thing that you can do as well is making sure that you're turning off notifications as well. That's a very powerful thing. I know with iPhone, I have an iPhone, you can set up the notifications to go off at certain times of the day so that you're not being constantly pinged by all of these apps all the time. Like, my gosh, who needs all these notifications? Like, that's not normal for us. We were not meant to be living in like notification world. The next thing that you want to do is maybe create tech-free zones in your home. One place that I personally prefer to not have technology, and this is a constant struggle with my husband because he loves to have his tablet in the bedroom to watch something so he can fall asleep, whatever. We've had our issues over that. But I try to like literally leave my phone outside, like all the way in my office, in another bedroom, so that I can make sure that when I am in the bedroom, I am present. I'm present with my cats, I'm present with my dog, I'm present with myself, I'm present with my breath. I'm just present with myself, I'm present with my husband. I'm just present, right? And that's a really powerful way that you can manage this as well and feel more grounded. You could even do it, and the best thing about it is that because you're putting the phone far away from your bed, then when you wake up in the morning, you're not grabbing the phone right away, right? Now, have I brought the phone in at times? Yes. Like sometimes I break that in, but I do try my best to do it because I have noticed a difference when I don't go on the phone right away versus when I go on the phone right away when I wake up. It really makes a difference, y'all. Like seriously, 100%. Like if you can practice that, that would be amazing. Replace scrolling, right? Scrolling on the phone with mindful activities, something that will help you, such as meditation. Of course, I always share meditation, journaling or reading, even spending quality time with your pets or your loved ones, or even going outside, just breathing, just even connecting with your breath. That could potentially be helpful, right? Then the last one is using technology with intention, right? So ask yourself, what is the purpose for using this right now? What is my purpose right now? Maybe asking yourself that question will help break away the patterns like, oh, I'm escaping right now. Let me just, okay. I'm escaping. At least you're being mindful about it. And you're, even if you go back into the technology, listen, don't judge yourself. If you go back into it, I understand, but at least you're being mindful about it and you're not just mindlessly connecting to technology just because. The more mindful you are about it, the easier it will become for you to break away the pattern, right? And so, just if you create that space, I'm telling you, I cannot express to you just, I've taken days, like entire weeks away from technology, and I cannot express to you the benefit. It just like your nervous system gets reset. It's like this beautiful nervous system. You feel so much more connected, so much more happier. It's like it's another experience because that's how we're meant to be. We're not meant to be connected to the phones all the time, right? And so if you can focus on using technology with an intention, maybe even opening yourself and saying, okay, well, how am I going to do this? How am I going to use technology today? Even giving yourself permission to set an appointment with yourself. I'm going to use technology today for this and that. And again, if you want to play a game or you want to do, absolutely, like, but do it with intention. Protect your energy, protect yourself. Know your limits. Set a boundary of how long you're going to be playing the game or on the internet. And I'm telling you, you will see a shift in your own energy. Because guess what? The more you are mindful about it, the easier it'll become for you to be more mindful about where you are energetically, where you are emotionally. Okay. Okay, so that is what I wanted to talk about today. If you feel like this is something that is helpful, maybe just even hearing this conversation, right, that we're having here about creating that space, that boundary, that mindful connection with technology. Technology is here to stay. We have the advent of AI. I mean, technology is not going anywhere, y'all. It's not. And if anything is going to continue, and we've been expanding as a human race so quickly, it's incredible to me how in less than 100 years we've been able to move through so much evolution when it comes down to our tech. It's insane. It started with the light bulb and the phone and the trains, and then look at where we are now, y'all. Like, just think about it. Back when in the 80s and the 90s, thinking about just watching the Jetstones, um the Jetsons, right? The Jetsons, not the Jetstones, the Jetsons, right? Just watching them with their video calls, right? I was like, oh my God, can you imagine the day that we have video call? And here we are. Here we are now. I'm talking here with my microphone on my computer with a webcam on the internet, able to put this online, and you can watch me live. Like, you can literally see me live right now as we're talking. Like that, it just blows my mind how much we've been able to move forward, and then we're going to continue to move forward. Technology doesn't have to be a bad thing. It's really us. How do we use technology? It's really the way that we use it. How are humans relating to technology? How are we coping with our own suffering, our own pain? How are we coping with that, and also using and use in the sense of using technology or bringing technology into our lives. So anyway, that is what I have today for you. Let's go ahead and do a small meditation together just so that we can ground together. Let's go ahead, even though let's use this technology mindfully, y'all. Let's use it mindfully. And so I want to invite you to take this moment to get yourself comfortable on your seat. And if you want to close your eyes, you can do so. You don't have to if you don't feel comfortable, or maybe you are on the car or doing some work. I'm going to go ahead and just offer some spirit of sage right here. We're going to clear the space right now. I just want to take a moment just to acknowledge the fact that if you are acknowledging right now that you may have a situation with technology that is less than ideal for you, that you feel like it's less than ideal, we want to address this with so much love and compassion for ourselves, understanding that we are in a beautiful journey forward. And I'm going to offer some sacred sage into the space as we open the sacred container of meditation. I want to invite you to get yourself comfortable on your seat. If you have a crystal, you can grab one. If you don't have one, that's okay. You can think about the energy of a crystal and pull that into your being. I want to invite you to take this moment to think about, what does sobriety means to you? What does sobriety mean to you? How does sobriety feel in your body? How does being sober from all of these addictions feel in your body? Think about sobriety, that word, and how it lands in your body. Is there any area in your body that opens up? Or maybe there's some parts of your body that feel tense when you hear about that word. I want to invite you to take this moment to take a deep breath in through your nose and release your mouth. Take a deep breath in through your nose and release all the way out, all the way out. In this moment, we are going to practice acceptance of where we are in this experience of using technology. We're going to practice awareness, and we're going to bring equanimity, neutrality into this understanding of what technology is for us. How is it showing up for us? How are we using technology in our lives? So we're going to bring this essence of sobriety and bring ourselves back into our bodies through our breath. Just allowing yourself to relax your body, bringing awareness into your being as you think about your phone usage or TV usage or the way that you use the internet every day. Just take another deep cleansing breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Cleansing all the feelings of guilt, of shame, frustration, anxiety, or depression. Clearing all of that out. Take another deep breath. All the way out. Asking Spirit to come forth as we open the sacred container, calling in Archangel Michael to shield and protect this space, calling in Archangel Raphael to help with healing and support, calling in the higher self, clearing the energy between you and your higher self, asking Spirit to clear that connection to help you expand into your awareness, your mindful practices, calling in ancestors of the land, thanking them for their presence and protection and support, calling in well ancestors to help us move through this energy, bringing in that support from our family tree, the ones that are here to support, thanking them, and applying any healing to any ancestors that may need that support. We don't have to do anything but just be in this present moment and just focus on our breath. Continue to breathe in and out, just normally as you do. I want to invite you to focus your awareness down towards the bottom of your feet as you notice the sensation of your feet against the floor, giving yourself permission to feel into the spatial awareness of your feet. Feel into the depth, the length, the width of your feet. Notice if there's any understanding in your being, in your body, of the energetic expression of your feet against the floor. And just give yourself permission to draw in the energy of Mother Earth by calling in the center of the earth inward towards your feet, calling it in with your breath, intentionally inhaling through your nose and through your feet. With every inhale, you pull in the essence of Mother Earth, coming in a color. And the color that is right for you will appear, or you might think about it, or you might see it, you might know it. Just with every breath you take, just allow yourself to breathe in that beautiful, colorful light into the bottom of your feet and allow it to expand upward towards your legs, your hips, your belly, your lower back, your entire torso, your arms, your hands, continuing upward towards your shoulders, your neck, continuing upward towards the back of your head and the top of your head, your entire face, all the way up to the top of your head. You're now infused with the energy of Mother Earth. And just allow yourself to relax your shoulders, unclench your jaw, relax your tongue, relax your face. Allow yourself to receive, just breathing in and out. As you are in this beautiful presence of Mother Earth, feeling into the grounding, into the gravity of Mother Earth, maybe even feeling the pressure of your feet against the ground or your bottom against your chair, feeling held, accepted, and seen as you are. How beautiful to use technology in this way, to be present with yourself. Remembering that you are able to make changes in your life at any time you desire. And sobriety is here, available for you. A sense of understanding yourself is here, available for you. Feel into that understanding and that awareness. I'm going to give you a minute of silence, starting now. How did that silence feel into your space, into your being? Allowing yourself to bring yourself back into the awareness of the present moment, feeling into the self compassion, the acceptance, the love for yourself, giving yourself gratitude for practicing this moment for yourself. You're exactly where you need to be now. When you feel ready in your own time, in your own place, you can open your eyes, maybe stretch, move your fingers and toes, and feel ready to engage with your day with so much love and compassion for yourself, awareness, acceptance. and equanimity. All right. So, welcome back to the space. So grateful that we got to connect. So grateful that we got to experience this together. I hope that this brought so much, I want to say, so much goodness into your being, and that you were able to receive yourself in this beautiful place, in this beautiful space. And as we go through this journey of being human, we're going to have so many ups and downs, and that's part of our experience. That's part of what we're meant to be experiencing, right? And so understanding these things is the most important aspect, right? For ourselves. um so anyway, I want to send you so much love, so much compassion your way, and I love you all so much, and I will see you tomorrow. I will be doing a clearing tomorrow at noon for technology addiction. And so if you're interested in receiving that live, then you're able to receive that. If not, feel free to come back and listen to it on YouTube directly. The replay will be there available for you. Okay. I want to invite you to let me know in the comments, how did you feel about this? What are your thoughts about this? What are your feelings around this? And yeah, I love you all so much, and I will see you tomorrow at noon.